Have you ever felt like something changed, slowly, silently, and now things just aren't working the same down there? You're not alone, and more importantly, it's not your fault. This video is called Erectile Dysfunction Causes Over 50. Stop doing this before it's too late, and what you're about to hear may completely change the way you think about your body, your health, and your future. As a man, because what's causing your problems isn't just age, it's not bad luck, and no, it's not something you have to live with forever. So before you scroll away, give me 30 seconds, because what I'm about to tell you could help you avoid the number one mistake that's silently destroying the health of millions of men over 50, and could help you restore confidence, energy, and vitality in ways you didn't think were possible anymore. And if you stick with me until the end, I'll show you what to do instead, naturally, clearly, and step by step. Let's get right into it. Let's start with what nobody talks about. The real erectile dysfunction causes in men over 50 aren't just physical, they're often lifestyle related, and most men don't even realize they're walking straight into the problem. Every single morning, yes, the issue can be hormonal, vascular, or even neurological, but what matters more is what triggers those changes in the first place, and most of it starts with one very specific thing that you do in the morning, probably without thinking. We'll get to that in a moment. But first, we need to clear the biggest myth out there, that erectile dysfunction is just a normal part of aging. It's not. Sure. As you get older, testosterone levels gradually decline. Your prostate might start to enlarge, leading to frequent urination and uncomfortable nights. You might even notice your energy levels fading or your motivation slipping. But all of it, can be made worse or better, depending on what you do every day, and especially what you do in the morning now. Let's talk about one of the most overlooked erectile dysfunction causes, hormonal imbalance linked to blood sugar spikes. In the first hours of the day, most men think breakfast is harmless, but what you eat or don't eat right when you wake up could be throwing your entire hormonal system out of balance. Foods high in refined carbs or sugars trigger a release of insulin, followed by a crash. This not only affects your energy, but also interferes with your body's ability to produce testosterone effectively. And here's where it gets worse. Over time, these repeated crashes and surges can lead to a hormonal environment that's hostile to libido, hostile to proper blood flow, and hostile to the vascular health you need for normal function. In fact, there's strong evidence that the morning metabolic environment, meaning what you eat, drink, and how you move or don't move, is directly connected to a drop in testosterone and the slow onset of erection problems, and no one is telling men this. No doctor will stop you at the age of 52 and say, hey, make sure your blood sugar is stable in the morning, or it could affect your testosterone, your prostate, and your erections in the next few years. But I will, because by the time you feel the symptoms, the lower drive, the less frequent or weaker morning wood, the extra trips to the bathroom at night, you're already dealing with more than one issue. You're dealing with a cascade of systems starting to fall out of sync. Your testosterone is likely down, your prostate may be enlarged, your libido is affected, and your blood flow isn't what it used to be. So let's come back to the title of this video. Erectile dysfunction causes over 50. Stop doing this before it's too late. What is this you need to stop doing? We'll reveal it in detail shortly. But first, you need to understand why it's so powerful, because this one habit, this seemingly small daily thing, may be triggering inflammation, hormonal suppression, blood vessel constriction, and even making your BPH symptoms worse now. Before we go deeper, I want to ask you something personal. Have you felt less like yourself lately? Not just in the bedroom, but in your confidence, in your sharpness, in how you feel as a man. That's not just getting older, That's your body telling you something, and the earlier you listen, the faster you can turn it around. See, most urologists are trained to treat the symptoms, not the root cause. They'll give you a prescription, tell you it's normal, or recommend surgery in extreme cases. But I'm here to help you understand the truth, because knowledge, especially when it comes to your health, is power. And if you're still watching this, you already know this matters. You're here because you want to fix it, you want answers, and you want them without shame, without gimmicks, and without being treated like a lost cause just because of your age. So here's the first truth bomb. Most erectile dysfunction causes, over 50, are preventable, and many are reversible. Not all, but many if you're willing to make a few changes, take control of your daily habits, and learn what's actually happening inside your body. You'll not only improve your performance and confidence, but you'll also protect your prostate health, support your testosterone, and feel like yourself again. And yes, we'll get to the exact habit you need to stop before it's too late. But first, in the next section, I'm going to show you the hidden physiological chain reaction that starts with this one morning mistake and how it links directly to low testosterone, poor circulation, rising BPH symptoms, and declining libido. Let's talk about what actually happens inside your body. When one small habit starts to disrupt everything you wake up in the morning, maybe tired, maybe stiff or unmotivated, and you do what you've done for years, you reach for something quick, maybe coffee, maybe a piece of toast, maybe nothing at all, but that first hour after you wake up is the most important time of the day for your hormones, your energy, and your circulation. And most men over 50 are getting it completely wrong. Here's why that matters. The human body is ruled by a biological clock, a daily hormonal rhythm that affects everything from your testosterone production to your blood pressure to how your prostate functions, and the biggest hormonal signal you send each morning comes from what you do within the first hour after waking. If you skip breakfast, or worse, if you load your body with simple carbohydrates, sugar, or processed foods, you trigger a response that can lead to inflammation, insulin resistance, and over time, lower testosterone levels. And lower testosterone is one of the most consistent erectile dysfunction causes found in men over 50. But it doesn't stop there. Your morning habits also affect cortisol, which is your stress hormone. And when cortisol is high, testosterone tends to drop. And when testosterone drops, you start to lose muscle, lose drive, and lose blood flow to the areas where you need it most. The result? More trips to the bathroom at night, less morning energy, and a gradual, frustrating decline in performance. This isn't just theory, it's a biological reality that's been confirmed in studies, in clinical practice, and in thousands of real men who have made simple changes and seen massive improvement. Now I want to pause for a moment and tell you this. If you're feeling frustrated, confused, or even embarrassed about what's been happening to you lately, I want you to hear me clearly. You are not broken, you are not less of a man, and you are definitely not alone. I've seen this countless times, men in their 50s and 60s, struggling with erection problems, low libido, and a sense that something is slipping away. But the good news is this: the body is incredibly adaptable, and when you remove the daily triggers that are causing the damage, it starts to fight back, it starts to heal. That's why identifying and fixing the real erectile dysfunction causes is so powerful. You're not just fixing a symptom, you're restoring your entire hormonal environment. Now let's talk about your prostate. As you age, it's normal for the prostate to enlarge slightly. This condition is known as BPH, or benign prostatic hyperplasia. But what most men don't know is that certain habits make it worse. And one of the worst offenders is a combination of inflammatory foods, poor blood flow, and sedentary lifestyle. When the prostate swells, it can compress the urethra, making it harder to empty the bladder fully, causing you to wake up multiple times to urinate at night. This leads to fragmented sleep, higher stress levels, and yet another drop in testosterone, so it becomes a vicious cycle. One small habit in the morning triggers a chain reaction that affects your testosterone, your prostate, your libido, your mood, and your confidence. And here's the worst part. Most men don't even know it's happening until they're years into the decline. So if you're experiencing frequent urination, low morning energy, decreased interest or ability, you need to take that seriously. These are not random symptoms. These are early warning signs. They're clues that your body is trying to tell you something, and they're all connected to the same root issue. Now remember the title of this video, Erectile Dysfunction Causes Over 50. Stop doing this before it's too late. We're getting closer to that this moment. And here's a hint. The habit I'm talking about isn't just what you eat, it's when you eat how you move and how you start your day. In other words, it's your entire morning ritual, for example. If you wake up and the first thing you do is stay seated, scroll on your phone, or skip movement, your circulation stays low, blood vessels stiffen, and your body doesn't get the signal to wake up properly. And if you add a high-sugar breakfast on top of that, you're essentially telling your body to shut down the very systems that keep you functioning. As a man, I know this may sound harsh, but it's the truth, and you deserve to know it. You deserve to understand what's happening in your body, and you deserve to take back control. In the next section, I'm going to give you a clear picture of exactly what this bad habit looks like, why it's destroying your hormones and prostate health, and what to do instead to reverse the damage, and you won't need expensive supplements or extreme diets. Just simple changes that you can start tomorrow morning. Changes that real men in their 50s, 60s, even 70s are using right now to restore their confidence, their clarity, and their drive. So, what exactly is this habit that's making everything worse? It's the combination of what you eat in the morning, when you eat it, and what you do with your body. Right after Let's Break It Down, if you start your day with a high carbohydrate meal, like cereal, toast, fruit juice, or even a banana without protein or healthy fats, you spike your blood sugar instantly. And when that happens, your body releases a burst of insulin to bring it back down. But that insulin doesn't just affect your blood sugar, it affects your hormones. It reduces your body's ability to produce testosterone. It increases fat storage around the midsection, and it promotes inflammation that can affect your prostate. Over time, this morning's spike and crash leads to a state called insulin resistance, which is one of the leading erectile dysfunction causes in men over 50. And if you combine that with a lack of movement in the first hour of the day, you get stagnant circulation. You see, blood flow is not just about your heart, it's about your entire vascular system functioning properly. When you stay sedentary, you miss out on the opportunity to prime your body for healthy hormone release. Just 10 to 15 minutes of light movement in the morning, like walking, stretching, or even gentle bodyweight exercises, can have a massive impact on your testosterone levels and prostate function throughout the day. Now add to that the fact that most men over 50 are also dealing with chronic low-level inflammation from processed foods, poor sleep, and daily stress. All of this adds up to a perfect storm of decline. So here it is, the habit you must stop doing before it's too late. Is this stop starting your day with blood sugar chaos and inactivity? Stop skipping protein, eating processed breakfasts, and sitting still for hours, first thing in the morning. This single pattern is one of the most underrated erectile dysfunction causes that men ignore, and I'm not saying that to scare you. I'm saying it to empower you because you can change it, and when you do, everything starts to shift. You wake up with more energy, you feel stronger, sharper, and more confident. Your body starts to support itself again from the inside. And yes, you can even see improvements in prostate symptoms like frequent urination or urgent nighttime waking. It's all connected now. Let's talk for a moment about your libido. When you're in your 30s, it's easy to take it for granted. But as you age, testosterone drops and so does drive. But here's what most men don't realize. Low libido is not just about hormones. It's about blood flow. It's about stress. And it's about how your brain and body communicate. And all of those things are impacted by your morning habits. When you improve your blood sugar control, when you get light movement early in the day, when you give your body nutrients, instead of empty calories, you're telling your body that you're alive, awake, and ready to function. And over time, that signal creates a hormonal environment where testosterone can rise again. Naturally now, to be clear, none of this happens overnight, but with consistency, these changes can reverse some of the most common erectile dysfunction causes seen in men over 50. I've seen it happen over and over again. Now let's pause for a moment and address something I know you might be thinking. Maybe you've tried things before. Maybe you've changed your diet. Maybe you walk and maybe you still feel like nothing is working. If that's you, I want to encourage you to not give up sometimes. The results don't show right away, but the body is always responding, especially when you're over 50. Sometimes it takes more patience, but the potential for transformation is still there, and it's never too late. That's why I made this video, to give you back the knowledge and control that most men are never given, to show you that erectile dysfunction causes aren't always what they seem, and that many of them can be addressed without medication, without embarrassment, and without accepting that decline is inevitable. In fact, the body has an incredible ability to repair itself when you remove the things that are hurting it and add the things it truly needs. That's why in the next section, I'm going to walk you through exactly what to do in the morning instead. The foods to prioritize the movement that wakes up your hormones. The small shift that can reactivate blood flow and lower inflammation. And I'm going to give you a framework you can start using tomorrow morning without complicated diets, without equipment, and without losing time. Just simple actions for real men who want real results. So let's put it all together. If you're a man over 50 and you're experiencing low energy, frequent urination, loss of confidence or libido, and feeling like something inside you has shifted, it's very likely you're facing one or more erectile dysfunction, causes that have been slowly building for years. And now you understand what's happening in your body. Now you see how that one habit you do each morning without thinking might be affecting your testosterone, your blood flow, and your prostate health. And now you know that skipping breakfast or choosing high-carb foods, staying sedentary, and creating a hormonal crash each morning isn't just making you tired, it's contributing to a downward spiral that impacts every area of your life. But here's the good news, you can change it, and you don't need extreme diets or strange treatments to start. You just need to make the choice to support your body from the moment you wake up. Start your day with foods that balance your blood sugar, add even a small amount of movement, and remind your body that it's still capable of producing strength, energy, and confidence, because it is erectile dysfunction causes over 50 are not always permanent, and many of them are reversible when you give your body the right signals. I know you might be feeling doubt or frustration. Maybe you've tried things before that didn't work, but I want to tell you this directly. Your body still wants to fight for you. It wants to restore balance. It wants to rebuild confidence. It wants to wake up strong again. And now that you know what's been working against you, now that you understand the real erectile dysfunction, causes and how they build over time, you can do something about it starting tomorrow. If this video helped you see things clearly, If it gave you even one insight that felt true for your own body, I would love to hear your thoughts. Leave a comment below and let me know which part spoke to you most. And if you want to learn more about how to take back control of your hormones, your prostate health, and your energy as a man over 50, make sure to subscribe right now. Give this video a like to help other men find it and join the conversation in the comments, because you are definitely not alone. Thank you for watching, take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.